Two horror films that I've watched recently that were severely messed up. So the first one was called Together. So this was just absolutely insane. This film is obviously from this year, 2025, and it is a supernatural body horror film written and directed by Australian filmmaker Michael Shanks. The film stars in the film are actually a real life married couple, and it is Dave Franco and Alison Brie. And they are a couple who move to the countryside and find themselves encountering a mysterious force that causes horrific changes in their bodies. A little nutshell without spoiling too much, what basically happens is they move to the countryside because Alison, who is Millie in the film, gets a new job at an elementary school, so they basically pack up and move to the country. Tim, which is obviously played by Dave Franco, is very, very distant since the loss of his parents, and he's very weird with her and basically doesn't sleep with her, doesn't do anything like that. So their relationship is quite rocky. They kind of decide to go for like a hike type thing near their home, and then they end up falling in a cave. Now, this is probably one of the weirdest horrors I've ever watched because you just didn't expect any of it to happen. Do you know, like with some horrors where you can kind of make I've got the Nun on in the background, where you can kind of make a kind of assumption on what's going to happen, a kind of like guess. Yeah, there was none of that with this film. I really struggled to know what was going to happen next. They land in the cave. The next day they noticed that their legs were partially stuck together, but they managed to pull apart. But it was almost like the cave had a presence in it, so it was like it was alive, and it was like moving. I can't explain it very well without spoiling it, if that makes sense. As it goes on, obviously I'm not going to explain every scene because it will end up ruining it, but as it goes on, Tim, as the power takes over him, Tim becomes more in need of Millie, and every time they're apart he finds himself like stopping what he's doing, and it's like something's controlling him to go to her. So she drops him off to the train station to go back to where they used to live for a gig, and he basically just drops his stuff and he walks to the school where she is, but he's like under control by this force. What happens next I won't say because I feel like that is a critical point in the film. He can't physically like give into this force, he can't go against this force, he is being physically moved to her. It's just insane, honestly. Ending, obviously I don't want to spoil it for anyone, I don't want to tell you what happens, but the ending isn't really a happy one, but it isn't a sad one either. I can't really explain it. They get to end up being together, but they basically have to make a sacrifice, and the sacrifice is each other. And for you to really get that, you'll have to watch it because I can't spoil it. But basically I'm coming on here just to tell you that I really, really recommend that film. It is incredible. The next film that I watched more recently was Weapons.